Knock on the door, and she answers the door holding a cocktail in lingerie. And I was like, oh, this was such a fucking setup. No way.
It's no accident that sounds like you're leveling up in a video game. 48% of 18 to 29-year-olds have an online dating profile.
Make them work for it.
45% of people say they're more frustrated with this form of dating than hopeful.
There are so many people you can connect with.
Should I swipe right?
Swipe wrong. Swipe wrong. Setting the record straight on dating apps. Everyday people telling everyday stories of the swipe right world with your host, Chaos.
Well, I know he had a good time.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. Welcome to the Swipe Wrong podcast. This is Chaos. You are listening to the number one podcast in any igloo that you see around the world. And if you are out there and you're an igloo hunter, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to have to find a beach for you with a drink that has an umbrella in it and where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. Hopefully, coming up to now, everybody survived this winter vortex. By the time you guys hear this, it'll be, hot and sunny wherever you're at. But in the meantime, right now, it is the nastiest of the nasty I've seen outside. And of course, I'm like, I'm going to go outside in it. Why not? In negative 37 degree weather. Why? 2 days ago, I was on the beach, 65, beautiful. Had to travel and go to different zip codes. Nothing you need to hear. I'm going to shut up and move on. So Jay and I were talking, I don't know, this is probably about a month ago. And I told him a story of something that had happened to me after the pandemic. And he's like, why haven't we talked about that? Why haven't you thrown that one out there? And I was like, okay, my bad. I mean, I get into this role of, I want to hear everyone's stories. I want to know what's going on. I want to make sure everyone's doing okay, make sure everybody's fine. And the stories fascinate me anyway. Like human nature, behavioral study, it's like, damn, people really are like that. People really do that. I can't believe that happened. Holy cow. And of course, there's some, that, are great relationships. We even have somebody from season 1 who's in a relationship now with somebody and happy and is just at the beginning just waiting for it to go wrong and something bad to happen, and so it all could be worth it. It's just wading through all the madness. You all know this part by now. Sit back, put your feet up, relax, grab some popcorn, enjoy, and if you're driving, don't hit that person next to you. You know you don't want to do that. And enjoy. No need to floss. So like I mentioned, it was, shortly after, I guess, I want to say after the pandemic, even though, it's not like COVID's gone or anything. It's just going to be around, just like the flu is going to be around or anything else is going to be around. But we'll save that discussion for another day. Don't mean to get into that. But, mask mandates are lifted. People can play nice together, things like that. And I'd say probably about 6 months after that, I don't know what app I was on. I couldn't tell you exactly. But there was somebody on there who I had matched up with and actually gone out with once before. And I was like, oh, let me just shoot her a text. Because I think I'd gone out with her when I had first moved back to Indiana. And, I was like, all right, cool. Let's, and it was one time. It was just like one date and couldn't tell you why there wasn't a second date or what happened exactly. Well, hey, how about we, go get something to eat or something? I forget exactly how I did, but that was pretty eloquent. And that's the eloquent way that I would probably do something. Not eloquent at all. And so we started texting back and forth and, eventually we're like, hey, let's go out Friday. And it was like Tuesday or something. I'm like, cool, that sounds fun. Let's do that. Sounds like a good time. And not a short trip necessarily. It's not like we lived right around the corner from each other, probably a good 45 minutes to an hour away, somewhere in that area. And so as we got closer, I'm like, cool. So want to meet wherever? And she's like, why don't you just pick me up at my apartment? I was like, cool. And so, of course, first thing that goes through a guy's mind is, all right, well, that chances are that probably if it goes well and everybody likes each other, and we'll end up at the apartment and, have fun. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But like we say many times, though, it's more about like no expectations, the experience, see what happens and go from there. And that's what I was going to do. It's like I forgot exactly what happened the last time and why it didn't shake out. And now I was like, okay, let's do this. So I get a text on Thursday and like, hey, I got a new outfit for the date. Really looking forward to it. I'm like, sweet, me too. This will be a good time. We'll have fun. And so I end up showing up at her house Friday, and her daughter's there, and she was like 16, 17 years old, and her boyfriend was there too. And I was like, sweet. Hung out there for a minute. And of course, like you do, like I'm sure everybody does this. When you walk in, you just kind of like, all right, gauge the situation. You want to look around, kind of see what the house is like, see what the apartment's like, and just, see if you're walking into a hoarder or what exactly you're walking into. And I was like, oh, there's dog pee over there. That's cool. That's solid. Nice. Interesting. So there was that, and we're like, okay, let's go. So we went to I don't even know the name of the place, but it was a pretty cool sports bar. It was fairly crowded. There was people, and so it took a minute to find a place to sit and walk through the bar. And sat in the bar area. When we did, we walked around like a group of people, and some guy said hi to her. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe she knows him. And then we went and sat down. She's like, God, I don't know. I said hi to that guy, but I don't know who he is. I was like, yeah, sure. Okay, whatever. But the girl he's with is a real bitch. And I was like, oh, gay. Oh, all right. That's cool. I'm like, well, how do you know her? And she didn't even know. She wasn't even sure. I think, of course, my thought is like she went out with a guy and then like the girl being with a guy, and all of a sudden the girl was a bitch. I was like, okay, here we go. And we're off, We're lining up the flags, whether they're red or checkered or I don't even know. Maybe it's the Jolly Roger flag, a pirate ship. I don't know. We'll find out. So we're sitting there waiting for the waitress to come over, and waitress comes over, drops off a couple menus, and asks if we want anything. And of course, I don't drink really that much. It's just gotten me into too many problems in the past. So I'm like, I'll just have a club soda. She's like, I need a triple Jack and Coke. I was like, damn, it's that kind of date already. We're going there. A triple. The waitress is looking like triple. We don't serve triples. Do you want a double and then maybe a single? Oh, a double. Double's fine. Okay, double's fine. Like, I just started laughing. I'm like, shit, I think I'm good company. I don't think it's about the guy over there, I'm sure. Okay, so whatever. That's fine. Cool. All good. Looking over what to order. So why don't we get an appetizer here, and then maybe we'll get something somewhere else or something. I don't know. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Fine. I'm just, again, the experience. I'm just kind of rolling along with it. Let's see what happens. And she turns. So I think I want potato skins, says to me. I'm like, well, that sounds great. Why don't you get potato skins? She's like, but I think I just want cheese on my potato. I'm like, no bacon bits, no sour cream, no nothing, just cheese. It's like, yeah, just cheese. Like, wouldn't that be just a baked potato pretty much with cheese? A little different, but not really. Yeah, I think that's what I'll get. I'll get potato skins with cheese only. I was like, oh shit, here we go. Come over, she orders, and as she's ordering, I see out of the corner of my eye, like, damn, she's missing a couple teeth. Like, there's a tooth missing in the front on the bottom, and a tooth missing. It wasn't a canine; it was just inside the canine. I'm like, that wasn't there before. I'm like, oh damn. Okay, well, hopefully everything's okay and she's all right. But I don't know about you. Like, we all have our quirks. I definitely have a shit ton of quirks, all kinds. And like missing teeth is like one where I'm like, oh damn, that's not going to do it for me. But again, just rolling along with it. Just mental note. Has a hard time whistling or can whistle through her teeth. However you want to call it. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's all good. I mean, it's just like, hey, London bridges are falling down. I don't know. Potato skin comes out and there's like 6 of them or whatever. She eats half. All right, let's go. and the drink is pounded. I mean, it might as well have been water. I was like, you have had a rough week. You evidently have had. Let's get you all squared away. So, I'm like, fine, let's go to the other place. That sounds good. Let's do it. And it's a Mexican place. And she wanted, like, they have some frozen drink that she really, really, really likes. So, jump in the car. I'm driving, and as we're on the way over, so oh my gosh, turn there! And she reaches like her arm out across, and almost smacks me in the face. I was like, okay, I'll turn there. So we had to. She was excited because we were driving by her favorite vape place. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's get you some vape, and stopped and got her the vape. And it's like, all right, you could have just said turn, slow down, we're good. I promise, it's all good. So I know I get excited, I get a little wound up, and I'm like, all right, cool, hey, all right, all good. Oh, by the way, the new outfit she had just mentioned that she wore to work that day was a new pair of jeans. So it wasn't what I thought when she said about the new outfit, but that was, hey, that's cool. I mean, that's cool, right? That's cool. I was like, okay. Get her the vape, and we're heading to this Mexican diner. Is pretty much what it ended up being. Like, one side of it was just take like a Johnny Rockets pretty much, and throw your Spanish theme into Johnny Rockets, and that's what it is. And on the other side, it actually was kind of connected. It had like ice creams and sherbets and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, cool, all right. And so, they have the best taquitos. I love these taquitos. I'm like, well, I'm a big fan of taquitos, so I'm down. Let's roll. So we're there. She orders that, whatever the drink was. I wish I could remember the drink, but it was so long ago I can't remember what it was even called. And I think I had some street corn or something, which was amazing. Street corn. I mean, if you mess up street corn, you're off every type of Christmas list imaginable. No such thing. No Christmas list available for you. So it comes out. It takes a while, but whatever. I mean, that happens in places. So we're talking for a little bit, and she's telling me about how she had just gone through a divorce and all that. And I'm like, wait a second. So a year ago when we went out, you were still married? Oh yeah, but it wasn't. We weren't on good terms. I was just like, oh shit. Okay, fair enough. No worries. All right. And taquitos came out. I think she had 2 of them, but downed her drink and left about 6 of them there. I was like, all right. So you should just do half orders. Half orders would be fun for you. Half orders would suit your needs a little bit better. But they were good, so I tried on them too. Anyway, so we're sitting there, and also, I know. She's like, let's go to this tequila bar. I know this really cool tequila bar. I'm like, all right, I'm down. Let's go to this tequila bar. We'll go to the tequila bar. Jump in the car, head to the tequila bar. Really nice place. Just chill, cool, laid back, good spot. I mean, not like it was elegant or anything like that. It was just a good spot. And so we're sitting there, and it takes a minute to find a table. I find a table, and she sees one of her friends, and she actually goes and talks to one of her friends. And I was like, that's cool. And I'm looking at the menu, and she comes back over and tells me who the friend was and all that, which is great, no worries. She's like, let's get shots and a drink. And I'm like, I tell you what, I'll do a shot with you. A shot with you sounds great. I'm down to do a shot, but I got to drive home, so I don't want to do a shot and a drink. She's like, oh no, you can just stay at my house. I was like, no, I got to drive home. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I'll fucking walk home. I'll crawl home. Where's Greyhound? I'll fucking like kung fu walk the earth, get out of here. Okay. And she's like, okay, we'll do a shot then. We'll do a shot. No, she wanted, I was like, why don't you do a shot and a drink, and we'll do shots. And she's like, okay. So we ordered shots of tequila, and she ordered whatever drink it was that she wanted. The shots come out first, and they come out, the waitress brings them out on this like wooden, I don't even know what it was. It's not even really a tray, but they held each shot, and there's a spot for limes and salt and all that. I mean, it was cool. It was pretty sweet. And so she brings it out, and we take the shots, and it was smooth. It was great tequila. And as soon as it like goes over her lips, she's like, oh my God, like really loud, just yells, oh my God. And like some people in the bar were turning on, like, I don't care if people look. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, I forgot. I don't like tequila. And I just went, oh my God. So you suggested the tequila bar to get tequila, and you forgot you didn't like tequila. And then she went into the story. It's like, yeah, when I was in my 20s, I just drank too much of it, and now it's one of those that makes me gag. And then it says, do you think my drink will taste like tequila? I was like, well, it's a tequila bar. Chances are that's kind of their thing. So it's probably going to taste like tequila. Oh my God. And I just started, oh my God, like 5 times. I'm like, I'll tell you what, when it comes out here, give it a shot. If you don't like it, we'll just have her take it back. You're allowed to do that. And then I'm taking you home. Oh yeah, really? We're going home? Like, yeah, it's probably time. And so that's what happened. The drink came out. It tasted like tequila. She didn't like it, so we sent it back. Settled up, and then totally took her home. Now, when I took her home, I walked her up to the door, and of course, she invited me inside, so I went inside. Like cool, because her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend were still there. So I went in and I sat down on the couch, and when I did, I just kind of introduced myself and started talking to the boyfriend, and we were talking sports, which is probably the best part of the night. Really good dude. And she had left. She had walked into the other room, was gone for like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, and came back out in her pajamas, and like full on pajamas, like just she was like, every sign was ready for bed. I'm like, okay, cool. The daughter and the boyfriend were getting ready to leave, and when they did, I'm like, might as well roll out too and take off. So I left as well. Good night, hug, and just bounced out of there. So I'm in the car, and I called my boy Nick, and I'm telling him about the date, and it's just him and I were just laughing, and I'm a good 20 minutes into the drive home, and my dash lights up, like just totally lights up. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I hear this tone, and it's her cell phone. She's calling her cell phone. She left the cell phone in my car on my dash, and of course, so I answer it, and it's her. It's like, oh my gosh, I forgot my phone. I'm like, yeah, no worries, I'll turn around and I'll bring it back. So I'm not a jerk. I'm not going to FedEx it. Everybody needs their phone. We all like need our phones, live by our phones nowadays. So I get back, and I turn around, I take it back to her, knock on the door, and she answers the door holding a cocktail in lingerie. And I was like, oh, this was such a fucking setup. No way. This was such a setup. And sure enough, that's what it was. She's like, why don't you come in and have a drink? I was like, no, I got a long drive home. Here's your phone. And I appreciate the evening, and you get some sleep and take care of yourself. It's a long drive. And I bounced. I was out of there, and never heard from her again, and vice versa. That was one of those where I'm like, every flag, every color. I mean, it was everything you come up with was there. I was like, dang. So that was one of my experiences. I thought that was one that was, when I told Jade, he was like, we got to share it. I'm like, all right, cool. So there's your story time with Chaos. Thank you for being along for the ride on the Swipe Wrong podcast, where we take everyday people like you and me telling their everyday stories of their swipe right life. Show is produced by Jay Pelham. He is the host of Pelham Place. If you want to reach out to the show and tell us your story, we'd love to hear it. Give us a call. Google Voice us at 317-426-6616. Leave your information and we'll get back to you, or just your story. You can also email us at swipewrongpod@gmail.com. We are on Insta, Facebook, TikTok. We're out there. I am Chaos, the host of Chaotic Commentary. You can find me pretty much anywhere that you see me. And next week, the saga continues.
Swipe wrong. Swipe wrong.